Morning, everybody. It is Saturday, 15th of February, 2020, 2020. I don't know. Can we say it that way? I don't know. Looks like it's a little gray. I'm trying to stare out between the monitors. Looks like it's a decent day, though. Probably cold. It's been cold. Yesterday was like 2 degrees when I went out. Got about 3 minutes. I'm running a little late today. And then we'll do some cash flow analysis and some scopes of work on some stuff. See what we can get figured out. So let's see what has happened this week. I don't know, man. It's been crazy week. Trying to think of some stuff that's happened. That's pertinent. We got a lot of stuff going on in our business. We're trying to rapidly increase our ability to rehab houses. So we've been doing a lot of work to get that done. Looking at a lot of different software programs for that sort of stuff. Also looking at a lot of new software programs for our property management side. Made an investment on a product yesterday that I hope will really help us out in the rehab side. I don't know if I've really got any funny stories this week. It's been too crazy, too busy. Seems like I can't turn around with getting called into something else. But who's all on? Tim's on. I see Tim's on. I wonder if Allie, Kyle, you guys up yet? They had the tax sale this week. I don't know how it went. Heard it was packed. Maybe I will harass Kyle and all listen if they get up and are on. I don't see Frank on yet. My New York buddy. Anyway, so we're going to go through a couple of houses today. They should be quick and painless. Oh, I got a story for you. Should I wait a minute and tell you this story? One of the houses we're going to look at. So occasionally we get people who rent houses from us for their family members. They don't tell us because their family member would never qualify on their own. And it happens more often than I care to admit that we get people who, when we are checking them out for rental, we will find something on their record like an eviction or something like that, and they're like, "Oh, that wasn't mine. I could co-sign for somebody." And like that's their excuse. I was just, it's not my debt. It's that guy's debt. So don't hold it against me. But unfortunately, when you co-sign, it's your debt. And if they got evicted, then you're SOL. We have a deal going on right now with a woman who rented a house from us. And my gut tells me the mother rented it for the daughter, and then within 8 to 10 months, things started going really south, and the daughter was just trashing this house. And the mother decided to claim stolen identity. They stole my identity. My daughter stole my identity. So it's not my debt. You can't charge me with it, and they even sent us, their lawyers sent us text messages. And it shows that the mother is telling the daughter, hey, you need to confess that this is your debt and that you're the one who stole my identity. And the daughter replied back with, I'll confess to whatever you want me to as long as you make my car payment and, I mean, come on. I mean, it's like mom's been paying for her forever. And, so anyway, I mean, it just blows my mind. And in 8 months, this house was pretty much trashed out. I don't even know if I've got the video on it. I probably do. Should we go through that one? We've already rehabbed it. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. No, I can't do it because we were trying to, at that point we knew they were claiming that somebody had stolen identity. And so as I'm going through the house doing the property assessment, I'm looking through all the mail, and all the mail is both to the mother and to the daughter. So, I mean, you could not, I mean, I don't think we could prove that. I mean, I just don't know. I mean, the mother's was getting mail there, and the daughter was getting mail there. So maybe they both lived there at one point in time, and then the mother decided she needed to get out, or maybe the daughter needed to get out. I think it was the daughter, or the mother needed to get out, and then she came up with this idea that it was a stolen identity thing. So anyway, all right, so let's get on with this. This may be a short one today. Nobody else has checked in yet. Just Tim. What's up, Tim, baby? So let's talk about, we're going to go through just a couple of simple ones. So this one's an interesting story too. So we have a triplex down on the south side, 2 studio apartments, and then like a 2-bedroom on the back. So there's 2 studios up front. Looks like a duplex. May have originally been a shotgun style. So, one side was a duplex, and one side was whatever, went all the way back, and then the other side went all the way back, and then at some point in time they turned it into a triplex. So you got a studio up front, and you've got or 2 studios up front, and then the back door goes into a 2-bedroom unit. We had this, I think we had 2 of the 3 units, one duplex, or one of the studios and one of the 2 bedrooms was rented. We got a phone call from the tenant in the back saying that a gun went off and that the bullet went through her unit. And so we were trying to figure out what was going on. Was it a shooting across the street? What was it? And we don't know all the facts of the matter, but it sounds like the man who was in the front studio unit looks like he rented the house and then turned it over to his son, who has a lot of drug issues and a lot of criminal issues, period. We would have never approved this guy. But again, we weren't made aware. One thing that happened was when the gentleman who rented the unit applied, he said, "My son may stay with me." And to which our response was, if your son's going to live with you, then he needs to fill out an application and be approved before we'll allow him to live there. And it's in our lease, and no, unauthorized adults are allowed to stay even one night in one of our rentals. And the fines are hefty. I mean, it's in the lease. The people who sign the lease, they sign off. They initial next to this policy. It's just brutal. But it has to be because of these types of situations, unfortunately. And so anyway, what we think happened was this guy got messed up in some sort of a deal, and either somebody tried to break in to get some money that he owed them, or there was a police raid, or both. I don't know. But in one of these altercations, there was some gunfire. And so anyway, we're going to watch this video, and at least one bullet went through a wall. Luckily, nobody got hurt. There's not a lot you can do. I mean, if you're playing by the rules and they're not playing by the rules, it's what do you do? So anyway, all right, so let's watch this. Let me get back to the one directory. All right, let's get into this. All right, so here's our property in question.
Exterior of our door. So these are in opposite places. It looks a little beat in around here.
So we probably need to replace that front door. So after this whole thing transpired, so this is obviously a really, really small little duplex. So after this whole thing transpired, the father called us up and basically admitted that he was letting his son live there and wasn't supposed to. And then he told us he would go in and he would clean it up and he would fix it all. And so he did some, but you can see there's some staining on these walls. And then, so anyways, but this is kind of where we're at. Let me pull up my Evernote and get a note going on this one. But this is going to be a quick, short, and fast. There, it looks like there is a refrigerator there. I'm going to write that down. No oven though. Interesting. All right, so let's add in our typical stuff, but let's just kind of, this is going to be fast because obviously it's one room, man. This is the living room, bedroom. There's this little area here, and then there's shower here, and bathroom, the toilet there, and then kitchen is stovetop and microwave. Or I'm sorry, not microwave, refrigerator. And look, there's a globe for the fan, ceiling fan. Not a lot here, kids. There's your vanity sink for washing your hands. There's your kitchen sink for washing everything else. Cole's being quiet. We ain't hearing a lot out of Cole. Hey, free drill. Show me the cabinets. Show me the cabinets.
Pretty good.
Hi,
shape.
Allison.
That was there before the tenants moved in.
Yeah, we just moved these guys in not too long ago. Well, moved the guy in, but he moved his son in shortly thereafter. I think one of his phrases to us was, "What am I supposed to do with him?" I'm like, I don't know, man. He's not supposed to be there. What is that?
Pretty good condition for the most part.
Is that a cigarette burn or a bug? Right here. I mean, it's pretty clean. Minor touch-ups. I don't even see where the bullet went through, so maybe the...
It's in working condition.
I thought we were... Oh, maybe that's it. That hole right there.
Got water.
Allison, how'd the tax sale go? Did you guys buy any? How many did you buy? Did you buy my commercial property?
Good in here. Nice and sealed up. For what it can be.
At least there's no bullet holes in the kitchen or in the shower. He's so used to getting long videos, he's just like, I'm going to stretch this one out to 8 minutes for one big room.
Windows look good. Got some paper under the window.
Do we need some screens? Nope, there's screens.
Sticker.
Show me the bullet hole.
Vent, two vents, breakers behind that mirror.
Nice. You're being quiet, Allison.
Sink,
I asked you a question, girl.
plumbing.
That's a nice looking clean pipe. Somebody got their greasy hands all over it and can't get the grease off of it, evidently.
There's like some small separation.
Wow, we're really digging here, aren't we? Oh yeah, a little bit.
Small separation. our trim.
Yeah, we're really reaching. Show me the bullet holes. Damn it, boy. Woohoo! You got my commercial property. Hooray! Allison just told me. Did you get it for your price or my price? Am I buying it off of you?
Got this gap right here as well.
Looking at my messages. I just saw Tim. She did respond.
Like a little
Do not disturb. I won't be notified by your stuff anymore.
ceiling, super small.
I'm thinking that's a bullet hole right there, but he keeps bypassing it. Maybe he doesn't know the story, because otherwise he'd be focusing on it. Focusing on it.
Looks good.
Don't touch it. That's where the drugs went.
The trim,
I don't know. I'm
the
just making jokes.
baseboard right here is just a little dirty.
Dude.
See the separation in the floor.
Good for you, Cole. You're getting into the details.
Back of the toilet.
You got some pecs going on there. That's always good.
Switch. Works.
Show me the bullet hole. Show it to me. Damn it, boy. Show me the bullet hole.
Shuts. Got some small trim damage. Bottom.
Yeah. A little bit of touch-ups. Show me the bullet hole. Show me the bullet hole.
And
There it is.
our walls got some small holes.
Small holes. Like
2 or
9
3
millimeter?
small holes.
45? What size are we looking at, small holes? Because they made more damage on the backside.
But the walls are going to need touched up. Got things like this.
This is not a color we own. Ooh,
The
my.
living room area is going to need patched up. Or not patched up, I'm sorry. It's going to need touched up with paint.
I don't know.
Here's our door. There's some sticky
Oh, yeah.
right here. It was probably covering this window.
There's windows everywhere.
And,
What are they trying to hide?
trim damage on top
Oh, yeah.
and cracking along the trim as well.
Ah, you know what that is? The door got kicked in, so they're trying to fix it.
A little hole. Everything's a little loose. Looks like something went down right here on the door.
Yeah, something went
Handle.
down. Man, Allison, you're being quiet. What the heck? I'm trying to get info out of you.
Yeah, probably just clean up the cabinets. Get them nice and white. Touch up the walls. Our base here. And then touched up for sure. Here's our cover to the light. Says an interior.
All right. Let's see. Do I have any other ones? Good Lord, did he really make me another one? Gotta find my other ones. Part 2.
The fan.
This is 45 seconds long, so he didn't really make me another one. I want to see the bullet holes, dude. There's like at least 1, 2, maybe 3. No, I don't think so, because I think only 1 went through the wall. Must be
Outlets
nails.
looking good.
Man, we build up all this suspense and we got nothing for you.
Small little grays in the drywall.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to continue on. He's not going to give us anything we can't live without. What the heck is going on? Oh, duh. Man, I am struggling this morning. All right, so repair estimate. I already even figured all the numbers out. So there's refrigerator and stovetop there. So I figure we got some minor touch-ups. Hopefully we'll be able to get the paint color. Repair, replace front door. We got a miscellaneous of 150. I don't even think we're going to use 150 of this up. And then a final clean, probably 150. I think he just did the final clean on that property like 3 or 4 months ago. So not a whole lot here. This is a duplex, and I am trying to remember, or triplex. I can't remember the numbers on this bad boy. Let me see if I can remember what this thing rents for. Give me a sec here. We'll try and do a cash flow analysis on this bad boy. But you also have to bear in mind that this one is a multifam, and we go through tenants. They just don't stay very long. It's hard to get good ones that are going to stay a while. Oh yeah. Let me see if I can go. Okay. So let's run a cash flow on this bad boy. So it looks like he's got 2 units that we rent out for $475 a month because he pays the water and sewer. Right? You with me? Pull my calculator. Wow, big nasty calculator. 475 times 2, 950, and then the back unit goes for 650. So 13. That's not right. 650 plus 950, 1600. This is going to be a cash cow, I think. 1600. Vacancy rate is about 12%. May even be worse than that. Average repair costs, I'm going to say it's 10%. 3% just because I'm trying to make my numbers even, and then 10% for property management. Taxes on this bad boy are... And everybody's being quiet this morning. What the heck? Allison, quit trying to wrangle all those cats onto the couch. Give me a second. I'm pulling these numbers up on this one. This one's actually for sale. So our owner's got this one. I think he's got it listed for sale. I'm not sure. Jeez Louise. So taxes are $875. I don't know why he's getting rid of this one. Yeah, I do, I guess. So property insurance is probably $550. Now, this is where it gets hinky. So, as you guys remember, this is a triplex, right? And the multifamilies in Indy, they just do not keep tenants. 1 to 2 years on average is how long a tenant usually stays. Unless you just get a group of them that just really like each other, then they'll stay for a long time. But it doesn't happen very often. So I generally figure we're going to have a turn every year, right? You saw how little that studio apartment was, right? So, I mean, you're going to get somebody who's maybe not in the best place right now, and so they're just looking for something just to get them by so they can save some money, and then, you know, a year from now one thing we forgot to do was add in the water bill. So you got 3 units, so it's probably about $180 a month for water and sewer. So the tenants provide their own electricity, and then the back unit has gas heat, but they provide that. So the tenants provide that. So anyway, so the tenants are not going to stay long, so we're going to have turns quite a bit. The average turn, although the average turn on these is a little lower, the average turn usually is about $1,000 to $2,000, a good turn. So I'm going to say you're probably going to have, let's say if we would normally figure $1,000 for a turn, let's say we figure $750 for those studios. So what do we have? Like $2,500 a year we would do in turns. It might not happen. You might get somebody who stays a lot longer. But that may seem high to you guys, but I'm not kidding you, dude. Every 1 or 2 years, we're doing turns on these multifams. And it's not because we're mean people. It's just the difference in price and rent from a single family to a multifamily is not that big. Like those studios are renting for $475. You can rent a 2-bedroom house for $650. Now, granted, you're going to have to pay $60 a month extra, so it's for water and sewer. So you're at $710, but still $475 to $710, and you got your own house. It's 2-bedroom, a little bit bigger, blah blah blah. So people just don't stay very long in multifams. They don't want to be next to their neighbors. I mean, if they all get along great, then yes, they may stay longer. But the chances of getting 2, 3, 4 people that all can deal with each other fine, it just doesn't happen a lot. Yeah, I'm going to figure we got about $2,500 turn. All right, so let's say, I don't even remember, did he have it listed recently? Let's see if he did. He did, I think. I think. Holy cow! He had it listed for $110,000. And actually, I think he had it under contract. Let's do a 70% loan, because I'm sure whoever's buying it at $110,000. I mean, is it even worth figuring in the repairs at this point? We'll do it, and there's probably $1,000 in closing costs, right? Assessed land value. Should we even figure it in for taxes for you kids? Let's see here. Wow, land assessment's high, 6,600. Okay, so let's say you got a 20-year note at 5.5% interest. Maybe you get better, maybe you don't. All right, so here's our number. Net operating income is $532.92. What's our cap rate? If you bought it at $110,000, it's 5.72% cap rate. Typically, I wouldn't pay over $20K per door, and I'd probably only pay $15K and that's all in for the 2 studios. So 30 plus 20, 50,000. Oh, let's just go crazy with the world, and we say I only want to pay $60,000 for it. You're not going to pay that in this market, but I'm just curious. Then it becomes a 10% cap rate. If I paid $60 for this property, if I paid my $50, it'd be a 12.36% cap rate. So that's not bad, given all these other numbers or whatever. Now, all right, so he had it at 110. Oops, not 1.1 mil. Is that right? 110,000. Yep. All right, so his cash flow is $532.92. That's not bad. Now, since he's got a loan on it, ooh, cash on cash return is negative 0.19. That's not good. 70%. 20 years, 5.5. Basis in it is 78, or the loan is 78,000. So, anyways, so it probably doesn't make sense at 110,000. It doesn't make sense to be but it doesn't make sense to me to be $110,000 into it either. Oh, Tim, we've had the best luck with our small duplexes by coordinating a couple of older gentlemen side by side. Now, I did not hear that, Tim. You are not supposed to coordinate that sort of stuff. But yes, I think that if by some act of God 2 older single people move in, then yes, your chances are a lot higher that they're going to get along together because they both want to mind their own business or whatever. But yeah, usually it's single people deal with studios or multifams, and if they don't really bug each other, or if they get along fabulously, then yes, they're going to stay a lot longer. Morning, Frank, baby. You're late. Bad. All right, so could this be a deal? Yes, it could be a deal. What if we bought it for 60? Oops, that's a 0 in there. There you go. If you got a loan on it at 60, which you probably might have a hard time doing because most lenders only want to lend 50,000 or more. So then all of a sudden your cash on cash is 15%. That's nice. But this market's going to be tough to get that property for 60. You probably have to buy it and rehab it yourself to get it to 60, not buy it rent ready. So anyway, all right, so that's us on that one. All right, so let's see, what are we doing here next? I got to look at my spreadsheet. Uh-oh, my family is up and moving. I have, let me look here. Inspection videos. So here's an interesting story we've got going on. We have a situation where two tenants moved in together, roommates, and the one decided to move her boyfriend in, much to the chagrin of the other one, and the other one is like, she moved her boyfriend in, and how would you folks deal with that problem? Do you send a message to the both tenants and say, hey, you're not allowed, any unauthorized adults need to approve, any adults that are staying in the property need to apply and get approved to be added to the lease? Do you scream and holler and tell them that it's that, hey, we know you've got a unauthorized adult living there, he needs to go, or she needs to go? Do you kick them both out? What do you do? So it's a tough thing to prove. Now, we do have proof from the one tenant that the other tenant's got bringing other adults in, so you could easily take them to court and evict them. So that's the scenario that you run into. So what we chose to do was say that send an email to both of them. Any unauthorized adults need to apply and be approved to be added to the lease with consent of the other party. Well, of course, then the other party said, no, I don't want that person on lease. So we just informed them, hey, policies dictate that no unauthorized adults are supposed to be staying there, and this other boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, should not be in the property. Which the other tenant said, okay, not a problem. Then the tenant who was upset with the other one informed us a little while later that not only had she moved her boyfriend in, but now she's moved 2 or 3 other adults in. So now there is 4 unauthorized adults living in the property. So at that point, we don't have a lot of options at that point. So we do a yearly inspection on properties. So it just fortunately worked out that we had our inspection at this time. We went over, but we don't really see signs of multiple unauthorized adults living in the property. But we have an email from the one tenant saying that 4 other adults are living in the property. So what do? Do you evict them all? You're getting your rent, right? So do you evict them all and let God sort it out? Or do you continue to take rents? What happens if something goes wrong and one of these adults goes crazy? I don't know. So that's a good discussion. That these are some of the things that we run into as property managers. How do you handle situations where you got unauthorized adults living in the property? You have proof from one of the tenants that the other one is housing the other adults, and it's just a long, twisted, gnarly thing that you got to work through, and that maybe is a good reason to have property managers, but even then I think they're going to apprise you of the situation and then defer to your judgment, but you make the decision on how you want to proceed. I don't have a good answer for this one. We're still working through the whole deal. We also get situations where, what if you have a person who gets late and they owe you $50 in late fees, but they don't pay the late fees? They pay the rent, but they don't pay the late fees. Do you forgive the late fees? Do you just hold them out there until the end of the lease and you take them out of the security deposit? Do you evict that person? There's a lot of what ifs and what do I do's. Look, I can make everything. I'm bouncing, baby. So there's a lot of times when you get into stuff and it's not cut and dry, and you got to figure out whether you want to continue to take rent and just play dumb. Occasionally we get calls that somebody's got an unauthorized pet, and you've got to prove that they have an unauthorized pet. And inspections may come up, but they can easily, you have to give 24-hour notice, so a mysterious pet can mysteriously disappear again. There's just a lot of fine line stuff that we run into. All right, let's look at another video. You guys are really quiet today. That's 10:02. We're going to do one more. That one's a long time ago. All right, I got a new assessment video. We did this one a while back, but I'm going to do it again. This is one of my properties. It was a weird situation. The girl disappeared in the middle of the night. And now she had a trustee, and the trustee is on the lease, which does not happen very often. So we're trying to figure out how we're going to handle this situation. Let me get past that a little bit so we don't hear the address. And let's just run the numbers on this, because I know the numbers because this is mine. It's my property. Let me see if I still have my original notes when we did this thing. I guess I don't. So we're going to do a scope of work on this bad boy. Yes, do I want to be rich or right? Yes, that's Frank's statement. Yeah, I mean, that's what you run into. Sometimes people are making payments, but something funky's going on. And also you run into the situation where you got to prove that something funky's going on, and if they're making the payments and they're keeping the place up, like this one that we've got, the one tenant brought in her, well, I already said her, so she brought in a new boyfriend, and do we evict them over this? I mean, we did an inspection, yearly inspection, and the house is in good shape. I mean, it's pretty decent. There's no issues going on. Some minor stuff, some blinds that are kind of torn up, which, may or may not be a dog, but I didn't see signs of a dog. But, what do? They're paying rent. They're keeping the place up. What's that fine line you're walking? Do you evict? What do you do? So anyways, all right, let's do this bad boy. So we got to clean some gutters.
November 2019.
And run away from home. I'm trying to figure out. So we definitely got some screens that need to be replaced.
Windows.
I'm not sure if that window is busted out.
Gutters need to be cleaned. Gutters okay for now. Metal is it too worn out?
So I bought this property.
Got a lot of stuff right here. So I'm just gonna go around
With the
outside,
tenant in place.
see if I can get it out of the way.
And then she rented for a few months, and then she just disappeared in the middle of the night. And then the trustee was like, I don't even know where she went. So, we're just working through this deal here. So we've not done any work to this property, and we may have to do some work. Well, there's some buddies. Nice gutters.
Not too bad on this side either. Windows look good.
When was this video taken? Hold on. Is this the original video we already watched one time? I thought this was a newer video. Yeah, this was November. Let's
know
go back
how
here. Oops.
Windows look good.
Need some-
Might need some loose seals or something. Screens, sorry.
Yes, screens. Sorry. Oh, we get to hear my phone going off, even though it's not going off. Oh, sorry, guys. I wasn't thinking. So, alright, so I'll come back here a little bit. So, this is the house in question. We've got some gutter issues here. We've got some minor nicks and gnashes across the front of the exterior, but it's darn cold to be repainting. Got the gutters here. Gutters need to be run away from the house. Yeah, Frank, I see you're calling me too. Anyways, we use Voxer for that, guys. And I evidently have Voxer up in a browser window too. All right, so not too bad. Gutters need to be run away. There's some minor damage on the side of the house. There's some trash that needs to be cleaned up.
Metal is too worn out on this side. We've got a lot of stuff right here.
This isn't a.
On the other side.
There's a newer video where I think where we've got this one pretty much cleaned out. So this side here, he's showing these are newer windows. Some of them do have screens. So
Windows look good. Might need some loose seals or something. Screens, sorry.
what did the fence look like over there? Yeah, so we've got some trash cleanup to do. She had a dog. Wasn't supposed to have a dog.
Windows look good.
The one time I went to view that property, she was like, "Oh no, I don't have a dog. What if I wanted to get a dog?" And then I walked out the back, and there was paw prints everywhere.
Screens, sorry.
Like, come on now. It just rained. Those paw prints wouldn't be there if it had, I should have checked her car. I wanted to see here. Yeah, I see this door jam's been kicked in at some point in time. Yeah, I think we're going to do a full interior repaint. Yeah, there's some trim work that needs to be done. This was back when Cole was doing videos.
This light switch doesn't work right here. You have to use this pulley.
Pull cord. Sometimes we have those. Yeah, see, full interior repaint. We're gonna have to do. The kitchen cabinets may be fine. So there is a refrigerator. No stove. Oh yeah, there is a stove. Woohoo! Ooh, and I got a free dryer. Why is that in there?
Finish up painting, sanding. I don't have my light on me today, but
Back in the days when you didn't have
too
a light.
shabby under here.
See, not too shabby under there. Oh, it's got a dishwasher. Wow. Got some decent cabinets, decent countertop. Definitely needs to be repainted. Oh yeah, that's stove, the oven.
It's got a show that they all work.
replace. Empty garage. Damn it, why didn't you bring your flashlight so we can see what's going on? Fast forward a little bit. Stylish paint job, I know, right? Yeah, Allison. Give me grief too. Everybody give me grief about that. So I got a couple of register vents need to be replaced. Couple of doors.
Old doors. AC and water heater. Small patch ups on
This
the
one
walls.
does have central air. So this is one of those tubs I was telling you guys kids about. See how you got a real nice surround here? It's nice and heavy duty. It's not a glue down. You don't glue it to the walls. You actually attach it to the walls. These are the kind of ones that you want to put into these rentals because they're much easier maintenance-wise. You're not going to have to caulk this stuff out as much. You're not going to have ongoing maintenances. It's going to protect the walls a lot better. So, you know, that's what it really boils down to. This is the video that we watched another time.
Yeah.
That's even a decent tub.
Maybe reclock the tub, scrape that off.
Yeah, so we're going to do an interior repaint. We're going to have to do the floors throughout. I don't know if you could see that there, but the carpets were ripping up. When we took it over, I think the previous owner had offered some, you know, like if you do some repairs, then I'll cut you a break on your rent and or your security deposit. But I mean, you know, they were making an effort to do some of the wall stuff, but they never painted it. They never placed your flooring. Look, there's a big hole in the wall. So these, I have never had one work out. Right? This one didn't work out. You cut them a break, let them move in. You know, unfortunately, if they don't have the money for moving in to a normal unit, then they're not going to have the money to do the repairs that are needed. And a cobbler's shoes always need repaired, or a cobbler's kid's shoes always need repaired, or whatever you want to say. Like, see, there's a cut out there on the floors. They just, you know, it's not a priority. If they're okay living in a house that needs a lot of work, then they're not going to get a lot of work done. Most of the time. In fact, I've never had one work out yet. You know, cutting a break for doing repairs on rent or security deposit, it just doesn't work as far as I've ever seen. So we just don't do it. But this was a deal before we took over, so
Mostly. Head out the back. Yeah.
free doors. So a lot of those are those bifold closet doors, and those are, you know, they may be workable or not. I don't know. We'll have to put them back in. I don't think we've got much else video-wise for this one. Nope, that's it. All right, so let's run some numbers on this one. Central air is present. The appliances, refrigerator, electric stove, dishwasher, and it had a dryer. I don't think I saw a washing machine, but maybe we did. All right, so we're going to clean the gutters and run them away from the home. We're going to replace screens to be replaced. Looks like there was just a couple that needed to be replaced, so I'm not going to go the full 250 we normally do. Repair, replace front picture window. He didn't show us a good view of that window. So I'm going to say it's probably about, it's a big window, 200-ish to repair or replace that. Trash needs to be cleaned up, interior and exterior, 750. Repair or replace is probably less than that. It's probably like 300. Lately, our guy's been taking really good care of us because we're giving him a lot of business. Repair or replace front door is needed. So exterior door is about 130. The shoemaker shoes are the worst. That's right, baby. Front door is about 130 bucks. And then to install it, you're probably looking at another 100, so it's like 250. I'm going to budget for 250 for a new front door. Let's see, full interior repaint. So we've got 1 room, 2 rooms, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's say we got 7 rooms that need to be repainted. 7 times 150, 1,050 for full interior repaint. Replace floors throughout. Let me look up the file and see what the square footage is on this one. It is 1,073 square feet. So floors throughout, it's probably going to run us about 3,300. Minor trim work needs to be done. I'm going to say 250-ish because I think there was more than just the one door. Replace oven vent. I think those are like 60 bucks. Let's see here. I think they're like 60 bucks. And then probably to replace it, it's probably 25. So let's just say it's 100 bucks at the worst case scenario. A couple of register vents that need to be replaced. And then that's miscellaneous. I'll have to put that in there. Miscellaneous and final clean. So that's miscellaneous. A couple of interior doors need to be replaced. So we saw 2 or 3 doors that need to be replaced. I'm going to budget and closet doors need to be put back in place. I'm going to budget like 350 for that. Miscellaneous, I'm going to budget like 750 for this. So it's kind of a moderate miscellaneous because I don't know what else we might run into. Final clean is 250. No carpets, so we don't have to mess with those. So I guess we're in pretty decent shape. All right, so let's see here. Repair estimate. Yeah. All right, so let's see what we got here. 250 plus 150 plus 200 plus 300 plus 250 plus 1,050 plus 3,300 plus 250 plus 100. 750 plus 250. 7,200 bucks. So, plus 20% management fee. Actually, this is my property, so. All right, so let's run the numbers on this bad boy. Cash flow analysis, home, get a new form. All right, so I want to say I paid 30 for this house. It may have been 25. Renovation expenses is 7,200. So what did we say? Plus, let's just add in the 20%. 200 times 2, 8640. 86. Oops. 40. Settlement cost 1,000. Basis is 39,640. Oh, where are we? I just pulled up the tax stuff on it. Hold on. Was that on another page? Where was that? There it is. Taxes on this bad boy are $1,356 a year. $550 insurance. All right, so I think that this one will run for. It does have a garage, so we could probably get $800 for it. We're gonna have an 8% vacancy rate. We're gonna have annual repairs of 10%, 2% for that, 10% for property management. We're not paying any utilities on this bad boy. So right now it's a 12% cap rate for me. So cash flow on that is $401.17. So that's not bad. Pretty doggone good. Now, if I wanted to cash out refi this, 70%. If I could find a lender who would do this, $27,000 would be the loan. What's my assessed land value? Oh, that's one thing we didn't do on that other screen, was we didn't talk about the assessed land value and how that affects our taxes. Give me a second here. 4,500. So we'll talk about it now. So 4,500. Length of mortgage in years, 20 years at 5.5. So it takes my 12% cap return, makes it a 21.22% cash on cash return. If I can get somebody to loan me $27,748. Anybody want to loan me money? I'll give them 6%. How about that? 6%. I'll give you 6%. What would that change my numbers to? Damn it! I'm only making 20% now. Anyways, all right. So let's say here 27.5. Isn't that right? Depreciation terms. And then what's your tax rate? I don't know. This may be in my IRA for all I know. 25%. So it takes my cash flow from. We got the loan payment in here. Mortgage payment is $198.80. My cash flow on it is $202.37. That's really good. So there's my debt service. There's what the cash flow is remaining after debt service, and then the estimated tax benefits for the depreciation over. So it would make my cash flow after tax benefits $228.99. Not bad deal. Not bad. You don't see many of these happening, but they still do. It just takes longer to find these deals. All right. What else, you guys got anything going on? So you bought the property. You're not wanting to talk about anything, Allison. I can see that now. She bought a commercial property for me. She probably didn't buy it for me, but I'm going to hope that they'll sell it to me for what they paid for it. Right. Yeah, that won't happen. Anyways, what else is going on? Nothing. Looks like you guys are quiet. Just my regulars. I'm going to sign off and go upstairs and have some breakfast because I got up late. So if you have any questions, comments, whatever, write them below. Let me know how you would handle the situation with the unapproved adults living in the property, even though we don't see signs of it. But we do have proof from the other tenant. Click the like. Wait, where is it? Click the like. Click the subscribe. Click the bell icon to be notified when I do it. Other than that, I'm out of here, guys. Peace.